Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a bracelet using the SoftFlex Company's Design Challenge Kit, Chocolate Kiss. Now I really like this bracelet. I hope you like it as much as I do. And let's turn down and work on it, shall we? Okay, since this bracelet is going to be red and gold, I have got out my SoftFlex Red Coral medium beading wire. So let's open our little package, dump out our little bits and pieces, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Come on, dumping. So one of these flowers is going to be our main focal piece. So we're going to put it in the middle. And then we're going to have a little heart on either side of our flower, like so. And then a fire polish, which incidentally, the only things actually out of the Chocolate Kiss kit are the red flowers. I snitched the red fire polish from out of, I believe these are the ones I snitched out of Nutcracker anyway. And, come on baby, turn. Anyway, these little chevrons are going to go facing each other with like so. Then another heart on this side for our next flower. And we're just going to do that same pattern all the way around. We'll have the heart over here and the fire polish. Now, in case you're wondering, I took the little hearts out of the Jesse James Mini Mix Taro Root, and these little chevron pieces, I believe, came out of one of the Egyptian goddess one some time ago. Chevrons, come here. There we go. The heart. The other heart. Over here. Then one of these sides will get the lobster claw, and the other one will get the regular jump ring. And I just noticed that I did not get out any crimp tubes, so let's do that now while I'm thinking of it. Should have some right over here somewhere. Oh, there they are. So we'll put a couple of crimp tubes with this stuff, and then we'll get out our beading wire and get to work. Now I'm going to, you could just hook on one end and keep going, but I'm not going to do that because I want to make sure it's good length. We'll just pull some, we can do this one of two ways. We can just pull the wire right off of the spool and cut it. But to make absolutely positively sure we have enough, I like to work right off the spool. And since I have the pattern set, it's not a problem. I will just start feeding my beads on. And when we get to the end and I see how much wire we need, and I can cut it. If this is too long, then I can simply take some of the beads off. On the other hand, if it's too short, I can leave it as is and just put an extender chain on. Now I don't think I have any gold extender chains, so I would have to build one, but it wouldn't be the first time, and I could do that. So oops, don't throw your heart away. Let's get these out of the way here. Turning out pretty. Let's get it down a little closer so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. I'll try and stay in the middle of the screen. Not always the easiest thing in the world to do, but I will try. Last little bit, and then we will put on another bead stopper and measure. Now, even if this were to measure out at exactly 7 1/4, once it was finished, it probably wouldn't be quite that size. Well, number one, because we're going to put on the lobster claw. But the other thing is that when your bracelet turns around your wrist, the diameter of it changes because of the size of our beads. Now there's the finished bracelet. Well, not quite finished. If it is, it's going to cut about right. So here's our ruler, and it measures up to you just turn this around so I can let it drop down. Measures up to just about 6 1/4. But you got to remember, we're now going to put on our lobster claw and our other jump ring. And then, of course, when you put the crimp tubes on it, it also adds a little length. So I'd say we're going to be pretty good. And like I say, if we're not, we can always add a little bit of a extender chain. So let's cut this cord right here. And we will put on our lobster claw, crimp our the one side and then the other. Now, I tend to put my jump ring on as I'm putting things on so that I get the sizing right. And the also, you're not going to twist accidentally and get your wire into your bracelet because this is keeping it out. Now we'll get our magical crimpers, which have the divot in this one side, and we will put our crimp right in the middle of that and squish. And then we're going to turn and squish again. again. Till you don't feel any more resistance, which I don't already. So let's do a tug test. That feels good. And now I am going to slide this red bead up, and I'm going to cut the cord off right, the extra, right here. Now we'll slide this side down. Put on our crimp tube and our larger jump ring. We'll turn this and go through this first bead. Well, I was hoping it would go through the gold one as well, so that we could get it, cut it right here between them, but it's not going to, so. So we'll just work our wire till we get it about where we think it needs to be. Don't forget you need to wind this up when you crimp this last crimp, so that it's not really tight. Okie dokie, tug test is good. And now we're going to cut off this last bit of wire. If it will cooperate with me. There you go. The next thing we want to do, of course, is put on our lobster claw. So let's get our pliers out. We'll open up this littler jump ring. Put the lobster claw on. Now this is a swivel lobster, so they're sort of fun. They will move around, and well, to me it makes it easier to get them on or use them, because I can get them to move where I need them to rather than wherever they are at the time. So there's our bracelet, all finished. She doesn't seem very big. We may need to put on that extender. Let's see how big it is. Not quite 7. So it's a smaller one. But we may just leave it for a smaller wrist. Beads are a little twisted here. I was wondering if that would give it any length, straightening those, but it didn't really. Maybe a teeny touch, but not too much. So anyway, like I said, between 6 3/4 and 7 inches. And that is our chocolate kiss pretty red flower bracelet. Anyway, there's our pretty red flowered bracelet made from our chocolate kiss bead mix, SoftFlex challenge design mix, I should say. So, isn't that pretty? I'm not sure if it would fit on me because I usually use a 7 to 7 1/4, and it was a little small. Let's see if I can get it around my wrist. Oh, I could just make it. It would be a little tight, but I could make it. So, turned out so pretty. See? I don't feel like trying to get it together, but there it is. There's our bracelet. This should be here in the center, I think. Like so. I think it turned out really pretty, didn't it? Anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been making a bracelet using the SoftFlex Company's Design Challenge Kit Chocolate Kiss. And I hope you enjoyed making that with me. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.